What's happening, guys, and welcome back to Basic Benjamin. Today we have got something rather special and something that I've been wanting to shoot for probably about a year and a bit now, and it's something that I'm lucky enough to be able to shoot today. So this is the 2017-2018 new RS3 Sedan, and I mean there's only a few in the country. Brand new color scheme, full optic black kit, or full RS pack as they like to call it right now. So everything is pretty much blacked out. They used to have the aluminium anodized mirrors on the sides, which they've changed to your gloss black or your piano black. Also with the full finished off framing around the windows, the red RS3 calipers, which you can also get an option of having the carbon ceramics in just the front, but at the same time you don't really want the carbon ceramics because especially in this kind of environment, especially with the rain and stuff like that, it starts to fade away and break away. So the guys are really not enjoying it. But also with the back over here, you guys can see even the pipes are now black. They've pretty much optic blacked everything out, so it really does look good and it's really a nice new look. Now they've also put their dynamic lighting, which is not on currently, but I do have it in the videos and all the shots, so it really does look great. And I wish I could just show you this new paint color, and this is the new Arrow blue that Audi is sporting with all their RS models. So it is a brand new blue. It's not like Sepang or anything like that, but it's a deep flake blue. So it's almost like the Giulia. If you guys remember my old videos, you would remember that the Giulia's also got that triple red that they apply to there. It's like a cherry red. Now this is the Arrow blue, which is the brand new blue for Audi and Audi RS, and it's a very unique color and a very specific color. It's just under exclusive, but I mean I would choose this any day over it. I was never really a fan of the sedan until I really got mine. I always thought RSs, especially RS3s, were good at being hatches, but when I drove in one of these, it is absolutely brutal. Now, it's not a lot different from my car, but they have like really tweaked the insides, everything from the door handles to obviously the virtual cockpit, and everything down to the bodywork as well. I mean, like you guys can see, the bodywork looks stupendously amazing. Way more aggressive, way more different. I remember the RSs used to be completely different, and also the RS wasn't really refined until, you know, maybe your 2015, 2016 RS3s, but until this one, I think a lot of people are going to be buying the sedan, because the sedan is definitely something that a lot of people really prefer, especially with families, and also having a little Fost sedan, or saloon as they call it in Germany, is a lot better than having a hatch where you can't really pack much or, you know, keep your family in it. So this is definitely one of my new favorite cars, and I've wanted one of these. I've also wanted a TTRS, but I mean, just look how beautiful this car is. It is just can't get enough of this car, and I have walked around this car, shot it, spoke about it, spoke to the owner of it. It is just awesome. So it is absolutely beautiful to be actually shooting this car. It is such a privilege of mine to be able to shoot one of these cars, and I think this was one of the first RS3s in South Africa and one of the highest spec in SA. So it's such an honor. So I hope you guys enjoy this vlog. I'm enjoying shooting it and I'm enjoying showing it to you, so I hope you love it. It is the first time that I'm actually in one of these cars, and I am so excited to be driving it. It has been quite a while since they mentioned that it will be coming into this country, and ever since then I've actually wanted to sell my car to buy one, and then the price came in and it was like about 1.1 bar. Pricing of it is just insane, but I mean, why not? It's a baby RS. It's basically the entry-level RS for Audi Sport. At the same time, it is something that you want to buy when you don't really want to buy an RS5 or anything, you know, a lot bigger, or maybe even an RS6. This particular RS3 has pretty much everything in it. It's got the brand new Arrow blue, which is from Audi RS or Audi Sport, and I think it's the only one in the country that actually has it at this moment, especially with the black pack, especially this like whole sequence and them together. I think it looks beautiful. It's almost like the tri-color that is on the Alpha Giulia, which I love so much, which is more of like a cherry red. This one's got more depth, more flake. It's really a beautiful blue. And in the sun, when it's clean, it just looks miraculously beautiful. But at the same time, it's going to put you back about 13 grand. So it is also quite pricey. This car also has the combination of the black pack mixed with the RS or Audi Sport. Pretty much everything on this car is spec'd out. The black pack is everything from the lining around the windows to the full blacked out valance at the back as well as the front. And well, that's also going to set you back pretty much around 9 grand. The RS pack, or the Sport pack by Audi, that sets you back about 13 grand or so, which is quite a bit. But at the same time, you wouldn't want to really spec this car anything under that, because it has to have that flair of RS, that flair of Audi Sport, which is really cool, and it just finishes off the car really nicely. The brake calipers on the front are the big 6 pots in the front, and they are painted in red. Now that red is an actual special color which you would get from Audi. You have to actually ask for it, or unless it is black calipers up front, and that costs, just to spray those, about 4 grand. So it'll set you back quite a bit with that, but I mean, you actually have to have that RS red caliper in the front. It finishes off the car, especially when the car is quite dark and the surrounding panels on the car are blacked out. This car also comes with your sports exhaust. Now that's also an option on the older ones. The older ones, you used to get the standard exhaust as well as a sports exhaust, but this car comes standard with it, which I think, because it's an RS, it should. It's just a no-brainer when it comes to buying or purchasing one of these cars, especially the Audi Sports. So now inside one of these cars, the one biggest thing that I complained about the white S3 was that it didn't have the virtual cockpit. Now this car has it, and I am so happy that it actually has it. I've never really experienced it besides the Q7, but it wasn't really an experience like this, where it actually was an immersive experience within the Audi sports cars. And I think with the new launch of it, especially in all the cars, Audi's really trying to move forward and trying to grow this virtual cockpit, the whole idea of immersive experience while driving, not only by the looks of the car and the experience that you get from the car, from the sounds and from the looks, but as well as what you get up in front of you. The virtual cockpit up front is really something that is, as I say, a no-brainer when it comes to one of these. You want to get the full house, you want to get everything in this car, and just to finish it all off, you have to get the virtual cockpit. But then again, that's going to set you back quite a bit. So the virtual cockpit all comes together, and you basically get your Apple Play as well as your MMI, so your MMI Plus as well as nav. So everything comes in a little neat bundle, which is really great, and it's fantastic to pretty much get everything all in one. But at the same time, it's going to set you back in around 30,000 plus. So it is really expensive to acquire, but it is something that is a necessity. Now, Audi are kings of add-ons. Audi are kings of, buy the standard car and build it up from there. I absolutely love how it looks. I love how it pulls you in, and I love how it just gives you relevant and sometimes quirky information about the car and what's actually happening around the car. And that's the experience that you want when you buy an Audi Sport or an Audi RS. Now this car also, the one thing that I really want to do on my car, and the one thing that this car has, are the carbon inlays. Now the carbon inlays are an optional extra, and it's going to set you back around 13,000 Rand just for the inlay. So it is quite a bit to put in, but I mean, it really does finish off this car nicely, especially with all the finishes. With the full RS pack though, on the other hand, you also get a few optional extras. So you obviously get a lot of Alcantara in the car. You will get a really fine Napa leather, which is just beautiful when finished off correctly. And then you also got your standard things like your air vents. They've changed the air vents from the brushed aluminium all the way to the matte black with the RS red ring around it, which is really nice, and it really finishes off everything extremely nicely. Finishing that off as well is you got your RS carpets, which are in the front as well as the rear. You've got your bucket seats, which are your fine black Napa leather mixed with a red cross stitch, which is really, really nice, really effective, really comfortable. And they are the buckets. And then also you've got your Alcantara right down here by the foot sills, which are really nice. It's really a nice finish off, especially when it matches your steering wheels and things like that. Your Alcantara in the sides, as well as your Napa leather on the side with the stitching by the armrest, which is just, it finishes off this car's interior as well as the exterior. And I think all these things put together, you end up with a pretty damn amazing car. Up front, you obviously have your 5-pot, so it's a new lightweight aluminium 5-pot motor, which the RS3s were famous for, as well as the TTRSs, and this was Audi's award-winning engine, still is. No one can fault these engines. They're extremely powerful, and from 5 cylinders, I mean, you're pulling out 400 horsepower. And as well as this car, it's got a very adaptive chassis, which Audi have really supported and really been pushing, where it can actually send 100% of the power to the rear when it needs to be there, which is really interesting, because Audi's always used to struggle with understeer in the front, and that's because a lot of the power was displaced from the front to the back. But now, with this conversion or with these changes, it's made it a lot easier, a lot more driver friendly, as well as a lot more sporty, because, well, rear wheel drives tend to not wash out in the front as much, as well as the rear wheel drives tend to pull everything together, especially when it comes to a race spec setup. So a really awesome thing about this car is that I wanted to get one, and I mean, I never thought that it was going to be worth it. I thought that it was maybe just going to be a waste of money, a waste of time. Seeing as, you know, you have the sedan, why would you move to the RS? Having my RS3, there has been a significant change. I mean, especially with the engine, the way that it responds and the way that it talks back to you, as well as the way that it feels. You can feel pretty much everything through the steering wheel. It's not dampened, it's not hidden. And that's something that's very important, especially with an Audi Sport, especially with the Audis. They were very light and you didn't really get much response back to the steering wheel. But with one of these, I mean, the power is just balanced, the car is balanced, the way that the power is distributed is a lot better and a lot nicer as well. I mean, even the exhaust is just something else. That's just a tone that you could wake up to every single day. And I absolutely love driving this car. It's been such a pleasure to drive this car. It's been such a pleasure to have you guys here and to experience this car with me and to actually see how I react to this car. So it's really cool. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It's really been a pleasure to show you this car, and it's been a pleasure to obviously drive. But thank you for popping by. It's been awesome to have you, and please hit that subscribe if you want to see more, if you've really enjoyed this. Hit that like, drop me a comment. I'm going to respond. I respond to pretty much all my comments. So let me know what you think of this car. Let me know if you've driven one, and let me know if you're in the market to grab one. So until next time, guys, thanks for popping by. See you in the next one. Cheers for now.